These are the 100 craziest Red Bull Soapbox Race crashers of all time. How far will this one get?
Still looking quick though, but it seems to be difficult to hold, doesn't it, in line? Next up we've got the apples and pears, and it's side to side through there. Over the apples and pears, bounce, 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 the wheels come off, skidding down the track. Now it's got to get through the chicane. It's actually got to reach the chicane. Through the chicane we go. Fantastic driving here to actually keep it upright. Down we go towards the kicker. Over the kicker. Oh, it's flipped it over the kicker. Got so far down with just 3 wheels and then lands on the roof. I'm delighted to say that he's in one piece.
So Beehive Bandits, Chandler and Jesse, Ben, Will and Chris, the rest of the team. Thousands here today in Salt Lake City. Over the rock garden. Jesse kneeling down at the back. Swings round the corner, approaching the triple sticky wedges. Difficult, oh, bouncing through there, spectacular. Front wheels have gone, Soapbox has gone, Chandler and Jesse have gone. They went over the triple sticky wedges on the 2 back wheels. Look at that, brilliant, what a shot. But after that, there was no way back because the front wheel's gone. It's caved in at the axle point there, and it rolls over, and they won't finish today, the Beehive Bandits. If it gets dark, we won't lose these guys, will we? So off they go, with slightly bigger wheels at the back than we see at the front, and already maybe 1 or 2 signs it's not that easy to control. He's very high, the driver, and he just went up onto 2 wheels there. Over Dutch Mountains, oh, the head's gone. Oh, he's gone! He's completely gone! Nobody can steer. Oh, he's into the crowd! What a spectacular ending that was. There's the driver, that's where he comes to grief. He's gone at this point, can't hold on. Now, the poor fellow in the back can't do anything about it but fly over the barriers and into the crowd as well. Now we've got Ballet Boys. They're going to need a decent run. They're going to need plenty of speed. Here's the big kicker. Look how it narrows straight after. Oh, the back wheels have gone. The axle couldn't handle it, and he couldn't handle the wheel either. It puts so much stress on the Soapbox because you're coming down fast, you take off, you get good air, and then the Soapbox needs to be strong enough to take it. On this case, Ballet Boys couldn't do it. Axle goes. So now we've got the green machine. There goes green machine with lots and lots of speed at the top, but there's no surprise there. I'm not quite sure where he can see. Oh, there he is, just through that dark window there. Flying down. Really good run at the top. Got through the difficult bit. Now, can he keep some speed towards the bottom? Oh, he's gone at the berm. Just thought he was going to get around the berm there and then try and keep the momentum going. There you see it. Too much speed, loses balance, over he goes. Rock and Roll, who are certainly playing to the beat of their own drum. Oh, it's gone. Oh, he's taken them off! They've hit the drum! Oh, my word! Well, it was on there to be all part of the creative design of the Soapbox, and it's been their undoing in the end. The drum rolled off the front, and the front wheel catches it, rolls it straight over. San Benito Racing, Hector, Victor, the 2 lads here. It's a calamari sandwich, I'm told. They say they're going to win it, San Benito Racing. So they've talked the talk, now can they walk the walk? They have lofty expectations, and they've got the eyes of all of the competitors here today on them. Going to need to generate a wee bit more speed if they can. They're starting to pick up now, heading towards the whale tail. Here's the whale tail. Oh, the front wheel. Oh, look at that, the front wheel when they both came out. Victor, the co-pilot, went over Hector's head. Loads of speed. There's the take. Oh, it's gone on take off the wheel. And then, of course, the axle digs into the ramp. And over they went. That was like putting the brakes on. Panfuria, which basically translates to the crossbow. They start with the berm, they go through the kicker, there's a couple of chicanes. Thrown in as well, they didn't get very far, did they? That's how dangerous the berm can be. The right-hand side of the Soapbox on the ground, the left in the air, they roll it into the hay bales, and that is not the run that Panfuria wanted. History tells you this is not a great design. Here we go. It's built for speed, this, and we will see. It looks the part, doesn't it? It's not that quick going into the berm. He should be OK through here. Getting the weight at the right part. Look, now he's going fast. Now he's going fast! Oh! Wow! High-sided it into the berm. Look, watch this. Bang, no way back. No way back. Fasten your seatbelts. This plane is about to make a crash landing.
It's a good start. The driver at the back, significantly higher. Just about made it over the wedge. Lots of speed. Can they keep it straight? Over the apples and pears. So far, so good. Will the wings help over the kicker? Lots of weight to this vehicle. Down it comes.
They might just keep going.
Here we go over the kicker. Oh, it's a big crash. It's a big crash for the Dam Busters. They came down head first over the kicker. Well, we asked the question, didn't we, whether the wings on the Dam Busters cart might actually be a help to them as they fly over the kicker. Just look at the impact. Face first.
And off they go. Manu the pilot, Matthias the co-pilot. They've lost some of the tools off the back of it there. That was the bridge. And this big toolbox is on its way down. They're a team of graphic designers. There's a woodworker and an engineer as well. So they should be okay. Bag of tools is... Oh! I was just about to say it's okay! And it's nosedived. It was looking so good, and then that small obstacle there, look at the wheels. Wow. That is as big a crash as you're going to see. They're both okay, which is great. So off we go. Luke flapping his wings. Dan concentrating and keeping it going despite the fact it was a bit of a skew-whiff landing, but he's got rid of Luke. He's ditched his co-pilot. The front wheel's gone. Everything's going wrong at the moment for Palisades Original, but somehow it's still careering down. Now it's gone. Oh, it's hit a piece of deep pad and flipped the back end round. It's very small, one of the smallest ones that we've seen today. And the back door open already. A little bit wobbly over the kicker. Still a little bit wobbly through the chicane as well. A little bit straighter now and picking up speed. Oh, he couldn't hold it. Couldn't hold it. The writing was on the wall the moment it started to wobble, and when it starts to go like that, and it's quite a tall soapbox, you can never get it back. Look at it go. Spectacular end to that run. Here we see it on board, and it's going there, and they cannot get it back. Father and son team. The son's doing the steering, and dad's controlling the brakes. Looks sturdy enough, looks well designed, apart from the fact that two people have got to do different things, and it's shaking at the moment. Look at the wobble. Surely they can't get this to the bottom. It's wobbling all over the place. Samurai Gate. Seesaw coming up. Here's the seesaw, up and down, no problem. They're all right. Pick a kicker. Pick the second kicker through the leaves. Here's the berm. They can see the finish. They know they're nearly there. Oh, they're not nearly there. They've gone straight over. And Dad's come out the back, hit the sun, and gone onto the deck. Wow. Into the tyres. You can't go straight on over the berm. Look at that. Watch Dad. Watch Dad. Here he comes. He's hanging on. Oh, there we go. Oh, my word. So Rick and Morty, Kevin's the driver, Isabella and Italo make up the rest of the team, engineering students. The issue Kevin's got, I think, here is he's really having to reach for the steering wheel, which is not particularly big, so it makes it very volatile, and it's difficult to hang on to, and when it starts to wobble, it's difficult to get it back again. So there are challenges here for Karts. I'll tell you about the challenge. The challenge is to stay on the track. He's gone there, look. He's missed the bone rattler, and he's nearly taken off into the crowd. It's a good job the catch fencing's there. Over to New Zealand now, and a plumbing van. How will this one crash? And they're skidding down rather than flying down. Still going, though, in fairness to them. There's the plunger that's gone as well. That's not going to come in handy. In fact, they're shedding equipment all the way down. Whether that's to make it lighter, I'm not sure. There's the bone shaker, shaking up the plumbing van as it goes. Copper Top Micro still going. And they've got the berm to come in a second. And they've got very little left at the back of the soapbox. Here's the berm, and they're going to take it out low. They managed to keep it quick through there. It's quite quick, this. Still over that little hump there. Around crash corner, around crash corner. Oh, around crash corner. You can see it coming, couldn't you? The minute that little wheel started to taste the air, it was all over. And that's what's on the inside of a plumbing van, in case you were wondering. There he is, look. He might have been better off going down on that in the first place. Over the ramp and over the finish line. It promised so much and delivered so little. 105.33 for Copper Tom Micro. And there's the end of it, to all intents and purposes. So Power Aria next. Let's see what happens. And he's gone quite high around the berm, and he's building up some speed here through the car wash. We'll get the speed check in a minute. Parts of the soapbox starting to come off. 36 kilometres an hour. Here we have the water. Flies through there, no problem there. Now we've got the stair set. Down the stair. Oh, look at that, down the stair set. Wow, watch this. Nose first. It just stopped. Oh, look at that. The full weight of the soapbox down on him as well. Well, he's up on his feet. I'm so pleased for that. Wow. So off they go. Very, very wide axle. The rock garden comes first after a relatively gentle start. That can test the axle, you know, because that's a lot of bumping up and down on a very solid surface. That's nice through there, because it's quite wide, this one. It's not the easiest soapbox to get through narrow sections. Right then, the triple sticky wedges. Struggling. Oh, gone. They've gone. And Alexander went flying off the back. There he is. At least we get to see him. There's just no room for error. And they just catch that bail, look, with the wheel. It spins them round. Absolutely wrecks the back axle. And we lost Alexander as well. That's going to be it for this team.
So Toot and Scar on the way down. And it's a slightly different design with those wheels bigger and slightly angled out as well. And it's certainly leading to some speed at the top of the course. Over steelworks, landing okay, but just starting to wobble. They've got to try and keep it straight if they possibly can. The island is navigated, and they're getting slightly bad here, are they? Oh, look at that! Well, it all went wrong over the bone rattler. And it certainly rattled a few bones, didn't it? Look at that, the front wheels start to wobble. Down it goes on the front right, they can't hold it. And they slide down. Everybody's okay, but it's not the finish that Toot and Scar were looking for. One of the most spectacular offs that we've seen.
Kamov. They've gone for the small wheels and the tall vehicle. This looks like it's going to be difficult to control already. It's wobbling all over the place. You might need to let go of the brakes. Oh, it's just nearly gone then, look. Every time he starts to open it up a little bit, it starts to wobble. Here's the first one. The Marquis steps. Oh, he's got nose over. He went nose first. Watch this here. He's nearly gone there. Now he's thinking, OK, let's just calm down a little bit, regain a bit of confidence. There's the Marquis steps. Over we go. And that's the end of the soapbox. Off they go. Rear wheel steering down the ramp. Over the first. Oh, he's gone. Straight away. Rear wheel steering. Who'd have thought it? Didn't even get down the first ramp, did he? Oh, they're devastated. Look at this. The first ramp, the back end goes, and wallop. Ooh! Onto his shoulder. Very spectacular, but it didn't last long, did it? Made in Finland. Their helmets, look. The eyes are the helmets of the pilot and the co-pilot. Timo is the pilot. Here's the berm. Made in Finland is ground to a halt. Oh, boom! There we go. What do you say? Going, 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 gone. It's great to see that the guys are okay. It is quick already. Through the car wash and into the tunnel, 39 kilometres an hour, that's good. There's the water, he's gone through there like a rocket. Oh, look at him skidding, he's sideways through there. So spectacular. Over the stair set, keeps it going. Oh, he's hit the straw and he's gone. Oh, he's gone, and has he gone? Blimey, look at that. He was sideways early in the run. Oh, look at that bang. Whew. It's astonishing how fast he went. There was no way he was going to control it all the way down. The Spanish capital is the next location, and a wine barrel doomed from the start. And we'll see whether that little wheel at the front is of any use at all. It's fast, I'll give them that, but the balance doesn't look great, does it? coming down towards the water. Oh, he's out! He's out! Woohoo! He nearly got took out by the soapbox as well. Look at the state of it now. He was so fast into there. Look at the speed, and when you hit that little kicker at the end. Oh dear, look at that. I'll tell you what, you give him 10 out of 10 for the landing. Wow. This one looks like it's going to be a pretty quick soapbox with the two wheels at the front, which are wobbling already. That's the kicker to start it off, and already you can see more speed, particularly through the chicane. Look at that through there, hardly lifting off at all, no brakes needed. Through they go, lots of speed. Now then, here's the big one, the mountain. Over we go! The wheel went. That wobbly front wheel that didn't look very strong at the start, couldn't hold out, buckled underneath, and the crash test dummies are exactly that. It's got handlebar steering, it's quite tall. Even getting down the ramp there is going to be tricky, but they've set off at a rare old speed, and he's perched high, looking out over the top. Most of it's big, but the wheels and the axles are small. How he's balancing this, I've got no idea. Oh, he's in the straw, he's gone, look at that! That's a proper roller. Look, he's lost control there. The straw, lean back, just managed to avoid the spectators. And he's rolled it. Oh, look at this, I'm less than confident. Look at this. Don't go anywhere. This is not the time to go and get a drink, people. This is a gentleman on a very unsteady... Oh, he's gone through the smoke. It's a fella on a very unsteady bicycle going down a very difficult track on a rainy day in Paris. This is perfect. This is the Red Bull Soapbox Race, everyone. Here we go. He's going over the bridge. Don't take your eyes off him. Here he goes. Oh, just over there still. He's still on. He's still on. There's almost a hush around the track because people know something is on its way with this guy. Here he is. Here he is. Oh, he's still going, look. Over the kick. Oh, he's gone. How predictable was that? Get after your bike, sunshine. How predictable was that? That might actually get to the finish without him. Watch him here. Oh, look at that. Blimey. The soapbox went 100 yards without him. Absolutely brilliant.
Off they go now. It's very, very streamlined. Oh, there's a bit of a wobble there. Almost lost it going over the wedge, but he manages to recover. He's losing one or two flowers along the way, but he's still upright, and he's rocketing down the course. Now he's got the apples and pears. Another slight wobble on entry, but he's through there okay as well. He's really enjoying this too. The crowd like him, that's for sure. Now he goes through the chicane. There's still the kicker to come. Here he goes then towards the kicker. Straightens it up. Over the kicker. Oh, it's a fantastic run. Slightly heavy on landing. Really good run. Oh, he tries to stop it and he rolls it past the finish line. But he punches the air. He's in one piece, thank goodness. Over the kicker. No problem there. Everything seemed to be okay. And the problem came when he tried to stop. There we see him roll it emphatically over the finish line. But that was an impressive run from the Coffin Dodgers.
A classic toy-inspired soapbox and a brave team, but when will this one hit the wall? Really does look the part. Whether it's going to perform the way they want it remains to be seen. So the Buzzy Bees are off and running, buzzing down the track and over the rapids. They've chosen the higher route where they've got that split decision to make. Now they're coming down to the berm, the Wellington Wall ride. Will they go high? They're a little bit mid-section there, but they get through okay. And significantly, they didn't lose too much speed through there. It's quite narrow, isn't it, this, for this soapbox, this course, based on how wide that wheelbase is. Through the rock section, now they're coming down towards the final corner. Can he keep it nice and tight through there? This is the... Oh, no, they can't. Too much speed. And they've gone nose first into the straw bales. You could see how fast they were coming into that corner. The front wheel lifts. You can't get the soapbox around it. And that's that. Ants on a log. And off we go. Plenty of speed down there. Here's the kicker. Everybody's finding it difficult. Oh, and so are they. So are they. They got the racing line all wrong. They went into the kicker at an angle, and all it's going to do is take you into the bales. Ants on a log became ants on the tarmac and into the straw. Look at that. Spectacular. Team Hera Ferry. It's quite high, though, isn't it? And we've seen these in the past just lose a little bit of balance when it really matters. and the fact that he's going backwards. There'll be somebody else in there doing the steering. Don't worry about that. I've fallen for this kind of trick in the past. I'm not going to fall for it today. Right then, here we go. Here's the burn. Big left-hander. Round the corner. He's gone. There's the problem. Money everywhere. It starts to buckle. There's too much weight. It's too high. No balance. Over you go. And I told you somebody else was in there. There he is. Down they go. Off towards the first jump. Over safely. Picking up speed all the time. Now the chicane is next. No problems through there either. Starting to enjoy it. Starting to get the crowd involved. Can they get down this course 500 metres through the obstacles unscathed? They're getting quicker and quicker all the time. Just starting to maybe wobble slightly. Over the jump they go. Got to keep it together here. Oh, they've lost it, and they've gone out front first. The nose of the soapbox went straight into the track, and out they went. Spectacular crash. Wow, look at that. A keepy Tron. It's inspired by the movie Tron. And just look how magnificent this is. Marcio on one side, Dennis on the other, over the first obstacle, and it's working to this point. Whether it stays joined up remains to be seen. They're okay through the chicane. There's the bone rattler, just a little touch on the way down. Now the water... Oh, the water feature! It's absolutely obliterated the soapbox. There's nothing left of it. Look at that. Nose diving into the tarmac. It's smashed to smithereens in Sao Paulo. Fast food, low friction from Long Beach. So one wheel at the front, two at the back, the tricycle, and Sean hanging on at the back and trying to get his weight into the corners to help the soapbox get around them. Straight on through the chicane. There's the onboard shot. There's the condiments if you need them. Oh, he's lost it there! Wow, look at that! There was no way they could save that. Watch this around here. He's going so fast and then the back end skids out. I think that left wheel might well have been coming off. And there is not much left of fast food, low friction. Let's see what Team Jurassic Jeep can do then. This small Jeep from Jurassic Park is off and on its way here in Switzerland with a very bizarre fella running behind them and big air there over the kicker. That soapbox literally took off, and again. Oh, look at that! The wheel has gone. Watch this. Bounce, and then, oh, took off. That's it. This musical soapbox is about to have one of the biggest crashes ever. Bremen musicians, nice and colourful. Catastrophic is the pilot. And we're all right so far. He's gone very, very low in the burn, but got away with it. He's happy with himself there. There's the water. Oh, look at him at the back. Oh, my word. That's one of the most spectacular offs. Look at him at the back. Oh, my word. That massive water feature causing such an issue for Bremen musicians. And they've hit the wrong note there. My word. 10 out of 10 for bravery. It's got those small wheels, a low centre of gravity, and two nervous fellas behind the wheel as off they go, and they've lost the piece already, but they're really quick at the top. Look at the speed through that twisty turn. Look at the skid at the back. Oh, they're absolutely flying. Flying down the course here in Cincinnati. Anchorman looking to make the mark, looking to set the time, skidding through on those small, thin wheels down the course. Look at the concentration on the face of the pilot. Aaron's the driver. Here we go over the steps. Cascading down the course towards the kicker. They're going to take so much speed into the kicker. Sit down, hold on, get ready for this one. Here it comes down towards the kicker with all the speed. About to hit it. Here we go, you can see it. Here comes the Anchorman. Over they go! Look at that! Had disaster written all over it. Look at his face. He's got no idea. Now he knows. Oh, you can't stop that. You can't stop that. Wow. What a crash. The lady in the team is actually expecting a baby. And the driver is her brother, so he's going to be an uncle. He's got a lot in front of him before that happens. And he's already wobbling and he's already gone. And it's a good job that hay bale was there, which saved what might have been a nasty incident because he landed right on the hay bale. Here we see it. Over the kicker. Lot of air. completely out of control, then watch it tip. And look how important the hay bale was for the passenger in the back. And off they go. And it's nice and streamlined because it's a carrot and it's got big wheels and it's very slippy. And they go through the first one, which was water. And we've got plenty of that today. And you've got to really keep your concentration here because it's slippy and it's fast. And they're going okay up to now. No, they're not. They're just at the side and the carrot's gone and they're out. Both of them are out. And look how far they've slid down. Everybody's okay, which is the good news. Fantastically spectacular through there. Now let's see what Tiki Murchie can do. So down they go. Varad is the driver. And he's gone for the handlebar technique for the steering, and they're around the berm okay. It's nice and sleek, this one. Aerodynamically sound. It's got those big wheels at the back, though, and the one at the front, and we've seen that design not particularly work well today. There's the bone shaker. He's okay at the moment. He's really enjoying it too, shouting at the crowd on the way down. Oh, he's not going to shout anymore, though, is he? That put a sock in it. Too much speed, not enough stability, and that came to grief.
And they're safely over and in one piece. Now it comes down to the wedge. And it's a neat run so far. It's pretty smooth and it's pretty fast. And the kart's still in one piece. Can they navigate the difficult section of the course, though, which is the apples and pears, followed by the kicker? It's the same old story. Here we go, then, with the apples and pears. Absolutely bolts over that. Couple of bounces on the landing. Now it's whether they can get through the chicane and down in one piece towards the kicker and have the momentum to get towards the finish line. The rocket powering down the slopes at Alexandra Palace over the kicker. We go! He nosedives and he flips it over and he's on his side. And it seemed that was going to be one of the better runs of the day. Everything's fine at this point. And then just look at that, straight in, nose first, almost went over the handlebars, down he went, and Team Sky Racer end up in a heap.
Looking forward to seeing this one. ZZ top team. But they've got the 1933 chopped Ford that appeared on the Eliminator album cover. That's what they're going to go down in. Decent start, waving to the crowd all the way through the chicane. Manages to navigate that, no problem. Both of them waving now. My advice might be to keep both hands on the wheel. Through the gravel trap. Beards flying all over the place. The crowd are loving it. Picking up speed all the time. Down they go to the tricky part of the... Oh, look at that! How spectacular was that? He's actually gone over the fence. And he skidded down it. Looks as though they're both okay. Look at that. All the problems started as they took that left-hander before the kicker and they could never recover. Now, that to the naked eye doesn't look to be the most solid soapbox we're going to see today. And it also looks pretty difficult to steer. Just a bit of a brush on the hay bales through the chicane. Big smile on the face at the moment. Will it last? Over the ramp. Bit of a thud on landing. Here we go around the berm. Oh, that's a big bang on the berm. I did say, didn't I, that this is not the easiest soapbox to steer, and there is the evidence. Never made it into the corner at all. Nose first into the hay bales. Team 1 or 8. The turtle is from the popular children's story Urashima Taro. A little bit close to the bales there. Right, round we go. Now it starts to get interesting. Through the tyres that make up the chicane. And when they get around the next corner, that's where you'll see the Samurai Gate. Let's have a look at the seesaw. Wobbly the wheels over the first kicker. Misses out the second one. Coming up to the dreaded berm. Up and high, down low. Oh, he's gone over! It is Turtle Disaster. It's the wrong line. When you get too low at the beginning, you've got to go high at the end, and there's nowhere to escape. How far will this crazy red-hot pepper make it down this tricky course? I would not, in a million years, have my arms out of a soapbox to steer it on a course like this. I just wouldn't. Look at him. I think this is bonkers. How you steer this when they get to the steep part, I have no idea. Taking it nice and steady at the moment. Well, I'm surprised they've got this far, I've got to be honest. Still okay. Still okay. Oh, he's not now! I would think that's left a graze on the elbow. Oh, look at that. The pig rocket is basically what it is. Off we go. And certainly, oh, he's gone. The front wheel went. It bent over and buckled. And when the wheel goes like that, there's nothing you can do. It just couldn't handle the weight. It's quite precariously positioned up there, doesn't he, Eugene? And he's got that steering mechanism, one with either hand, which is notoriously difficult. The levers are notoriously difficult. I'm concerned here for Eugene. I'm concerned for the design. Oh, he's missed the water. You can't miss the water, Eugene. You need water with whiskey, for crying out loud. Oh, down you go. That's what happens when you pull out the water. Watch this. The first kicker, you've got to steer with your right hand and steer with your left hand, and then you kind of lose your equilibrium in a situation like that. Wow. Sherman Hillbillies. And Owen is in a pretty precarious position, and he's relying on Noah to get him down to the finish. Oh, lifted it. Oh, he's managed to recover it. What a performance from Noah. It's astonishing. He's hardly on the thing himself. He didn't mean to do it like this, but it seems to be working. Look, he's got his legs sticking out at a bizarre angle, but they're through the crazy eights. Oh, there's the pizza wedges, and he's got to go in the end, surely. I can't believe that they kept it going when the pilot nearly came out. Look at this. The seat's gone there. That's where the problem is. The seat's collapsed underneath him. And then the ferocious pizza wedges emphasise their ferocity. Oh, and look at this. It splits in two. So there's the big reveal. It's a double soapbox. Now, can they keep it together? Oh, no, they can't. Look at them at the back. It was Aaron at the back who lost it first, and he took Matt with him. Well, they're OK, but the moment the back went, the front couldn't go with it, and all of a sudden the balance had gone. Watch this. There you see the back go, and it drags the front with it. Wow. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. That's what we got next. And we're off. There's the first kicker. Looks a little bit wobbly, this one, at the top. It does tend to lean, look from side to side. You don't want to go too far, otherwise you might be off. There's the dry car wash. Here's the big kicker. Hurtling towards it. Over we go. No, wobbling. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's gone. No, look at that. Oh, my word. So spectacular. Everybody's okay, which is the first thing to tell you. Wrestling with it, trying to lean, trying to get it back, and then bang! Look at that. This biplane design had crash written all over it, but how far did it go?
Mighty, magnificent men. Fear that the parachutes out the back might well be scrubbing off a fair deal of speed. And you've got to get some speed if you want to win it today. Let's see whether this one can fly through the water feature. Oh, no! Oh, no! Spectacular! It's a nosedive. Mighty, magnificent men face first at Ali Pali. So much confidence at this point, and then the moment of truth. Bang! There we go. Faceplant. Good to see everybody okay.
We've got the aeroplane-themed soapbox, off and running here in Paris. And he's gone through the water. Started to pick up some momentum, started to pick up some speed, down towards the tricky part. Not in complete control at this stage, for my money. Around that corner, there's the kicker. He's wobbling now, he's lost it now, he's gone now! Oh, he's taken the cameraman as well, I think. Wow. That's the kicker there. If you can avoid that, you can avoid the bouncing. And when it starts to move side to side like that, so hard to get it back, and they couldn't do it. There's the cameraman. Look how brave he was, making sure you got to see it up close and personal. Oh, look at that. Parejo's team, they said we're going to go for it all. We hope to set the bar very high. So they've given themselves lofty expectations. This one's got quite sturdy wheels and quite strong axles by the look of it as well, so it should be okay. Smoke billowing out from behind. Victor's got to roar through the water there. That was spectacular. He loved that, Victor. Look at his little face. Down we go. Moving towards the whale tail. Over the whale. Oh, look at that. Whoa! So much speed into the whale tail. Nose first. Victor on the tarmac. Look at this. Height. Bang! Look at that. Straight into the front of the whale tail and he's out. Spectacular. So down they go. Looks very, very flimsy around the tube. Oh, look at that. They went straight left off the start ramp initially, never got to the second ramp. Watch this. Down the initial ramp and then straight left, and they've not even got past the opening start point. That's not the most spectacular push-off, but they're off. Big and bulky, this one. This could be a test. Oh, he's wobbling into the kick. Oh, he's gone. Exit stage left. Always baffles me why some teams are happier to come off than finish. Oh, look at that. That's a brilliant view. Look at that. That's fantastic. I mean, look at that. Landed diagonally. There's no way you're pulling that back. I'm not sure sitting on a push bike down this track is anything I'd want to do. Here we go round the berm. I'm worried for them already. Through the car wash. Through the tunnel. 40 kilometres an hour. Over the water. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. There was no way that they were staying on there. 40 kilometres an hour on there, and then they got all the jumps to do after that. Oh. It's made out of a steel space frame with motorcycle wheels, and they tell us great brakes. We'll see. Lots of weight to it, which might bring speed. It might also make it difficult to control. It's so far so good, though, isn't it? At the top part, the really difficult part. There's the berm, but we can't control it. Right where Phil, our cameraman, was standing again. Look at that for a shot. That's how close it was. Our Crash Fest continues now in Japan with a fish-inspired soapbox. This is where it all starts to get interesting now. Here's the fun stuff, starting with the Samurai Gate. Oh, they've lost the line, but they're back on it. Over the seesaw. I think they've lost all semblance of control now, in all honesty. The brakes aren't being used, they've forgotten about them. Over the kicker, here's the berm. They're wide, they're narrow, they're up, they're over. Oh, my word. Both of them are fine, which is good to see. Oh, look at that. So let's see what the mad scientists can do. He looks a bit precariously perched on there, doesn't he? Let's have a look. Here's the berm. He's quite quick into there. He's got to go sharply right, and then he's got to go left. Oh, he can't. He can't. Look at this here. Oh, he just catches the bail. That's where it finished for the mad scientists. Look at the speed as he whipped round from front to back there. Now we're going to see whether Marston can set a time to butter design, hence why they're called Buttery Bros. Through the rock garden, that's fine. Barely a flicker. Looks good, this. He's in complete control, Marston, at the moment. Swings round the corner. It's a left and then a right. Then it's the triple sticky wedges, and he's kept the speed up through there. This is good. Now then, let's start to think about the time. Still got the kicker. Shouldn't be a problem, the kicker. It's not a problem, the kicker. Solid as a rock, this. Look how strong the axles and wheels are. Well designed. What about the time? 40 seconds. Oh! Over he goes. Really spectacular at the finish when he put the brakes on. So, birthday party, and that's quite appropriate today because Alan, the pilot, is 50 today. He gets to ride the track here at Alexandra Palace in the birthday cake soapbox into Lido. Big splash. Got a face full there, Alan, didn't he? This team from Glasgow, the cake starts to fall apart over lolly drop. And it's making steering difficult. Look, he can't hold it, he's gone. They've gone. And he couldn't steer it, look, and he's gone one way and the other, and the momentum was all against him. And in the end, they roll out. They're both okay, but it was spectacular. Very, very steady down the ramp to start with. Might need to speed up if he wants to make a big impact. Just enough speed to get around the berm, but only just. He looks quite nervous, doesn't he, the driver? Got to let go of the brakes, my friend. Down we go towards the kicker. Over there, just about. The double kicker comes next. Speed's a real problem here. Oh, it's not just the speed that's a problem. Oh, it's gone. What about that? That must be the slowest crash of that type that we've ever seen. And it's because he's got no speed. How on earth is he supposed to get the soapbox over a double ramp at walking pace? He knows, look. Ivor is the pilot. Lee, the co-pilot, is firing water into the crowd. And this has set off at a fair old speed, this. Rocket to Mars. Crowd getting a dousing. Here's the water. OK, through there. Front wheels just look like they might be bending a little bit. Got to keep your eye on the front left. Looks like it's going to go. I don't think it's going to get to the bottom, this one, you know. The front left wheel's gone. It's going down on 3 wheels at the minute. He's still keeping it going, Ivor. Here's the bone rattler. This should finish that off. Oh, look at that! Catapults it through. Have a look at it here. Rocket to Mars, into the bone rattler, and then the back comes right round. Look at that. He thinks he's OK. There's a shock on the cards, my friend. Oh, look at that from the onboard. They say they're ready to give everything to this race today, and it's very narrow. He's got the bike wheel at the front of the handlebar steering, enough said. I think he's lucky there's no water to navigate as well. Nice and fast. This is going to be interesting when he gets to the whale tail. He's gone sailing past the water. Whale tail on the agenda. Holds on tighter to those handlebars. Oh, now he's off. You could see the whites of his knuckles as he got towards the whale tail because he knew he was giving it absolutely everything. There's your problem. If you hit the front too fast, you come down into the middle of it. Unless you get the right bounce, you've got no chance, and I think that's finished him off. Los Angeles is the next location, and a crash that's simply out of this world. So off we go. And a good start to things at the top. Those small wheels and the very narrow axle. Just wonder what the stability of this one's like if it did start to go wrong. And bearing in mind it's wider at the top than it is at the bottom. Oh, we're about to find out. Wow. Yeah, that is the wrong side. If someone could flip it, that would be good. What's left of it? It's the problem, isn't it, when it's smaller at the bottom than it is at the top. The minute the top starts to go, there's too much weight and you can't get it back. Look at that. Straight into the straw. Let's see if he can do the donkey work behind the wheel and get this team down in fine style. They're nice and quick at the top. First obstacle, the kicker, and they're nice and clean through there. Sometimes these small soapboxes can be difficult. Sometimes the soapboxes with a bit of height to them can be a little bit wobbly. But not today. This looks fine. Over there, the fire and ice, the hot and the cold, the water feature, moving down now, serenely through the foam, and moving down towards the finish. Let's have a look at the time. 43.2. Oh, look at that, by the way. Wow, nothing left of it. It started to go there. There you go. Big off. That's how you stop it. We've got a couple of kickers in quick succession, kicker 1 and kicker 2, and we're starting to lose pieces of Space Monkey already. Look how tight that chicane is. Not great when you've got wings. We've got the seesaw to finish. Through we go. Oh, I got straight into the bales. You can see straight away that this is a narrow course. It's a quick course, and they've got straw bales everywhere. It was fine over the 2 kickers. That wasn't a problem. It was when the chicanes came, the course started to narrow, and then there was nowhere to go. You could see it there via the onboard shot. Rolling discs. The soapbox made of CDs, aluminium foil, and insulation pipes. There it is. It's very slow. Front wheels in the air. That's a novel approach. It's not really balanced, is it, this one? OK, there's the kick. Oh, over you go. Forward roll. Watch this. One wheel at the front, nosedive, too much weight at the back, over you go. That's a big crash, but it's great to see that the driver's OK. They're moving around a little bit down that steep start ramp. I wouldn't want to be Robert stood up on the back of this thing heading into the kicker at this speed. Oh, and he started to just lose it there. Oh, and now he's gone. The writing was on the wall early. because they were skating down the start ramp. It wasn't straight by any stretch of the imagination. There's no way you're pulling that back. Oh. This classic Jordan 1 trainer is up next, but how will it crash? Oh, they've rolled it on the berm! Well, you would have thought that a shoe like that would have had more grip, but that's not the case. Over they go, look at this, too fast, it's too heavy at the top, there's not enough balance, and they simply couldn't get it round the berm. And off he goes. Aaron has the big job of getting this soapbox from top to bottom, and he's having a go, because he really is rocking down this course, and he looks really good to this point. Now then, can he keep it going? Everything's been good at the top. Has to keep it straight, goes through the chicane. Moving down towards this bone rattler. Last little bit of the chicane, navigated. Over there, that's fine, this is good. Oh, he's gone! Oh, my word, and he went in hard. He just drifted from left to right, but he's fine. There he is, I'm okay. Watch this, he's fine. Then it just starts to go to the right, then bang! Wallop. That was spectacular. D0314, which is a website that tells you cool stuff that's going off in St. Louis, Missouri, with those narrow wheels. Streamlined, he's quite high, though, isn't he, in the seat? Which could be a... Oh, there's the problem, and it's a good job he's got the padding under the T-shirt, because he completely loses it there. He got too much speed, he couldn't get it round the corner. Right, let's see what they can do. They're all confident at this stage going through the car wash. 42 kilometres an hour. Here's the water. This is where he starts to go. Down we go through the water. Now the stair set. Bang, bang. Oh, he's lost it through there, look. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Lord knows what's happened inside there. Straight down the stair set, off into the straw bales. And they've got to navigate these twisty bits at the start before they can set off towards the water feature. For the first time, and there's the carpool, and the carpool has tipped it over. Here we go, this is the problem. They catch the back wheel in the water, and over you go. So now we have flying lifty. It looks a pretty uncomfortable driving position, that, to me. Might just need to let go of the brakes at some stage. Very, very careful at the moment, aren't they, these two? So that's nice and smooth. Now they've really got to open it up and try and get some speed into it. There's the cobbles. Here's the big air. And we're okay, just... Oh, no, we're not okay! Famous last words from the commentator. They were okay, and then they just kissed the straw bales, and that absolutely affected the momentum of the soapbox. And over they went. You can't get it back at that stage. We start with the water. Through the water, got to keep it straight. It's a nice start. Now, if they can do something around the berm, they might be in business. Tearing round the corner, flying down the course. What's he going to do with the berm? Oh! This is not the way they imagined it this morning. The back wheel buckled, it bent double, and that's that. So let's see what this team can do. It's a narrow wheelbase, high centre of gravity, usually spells disaster, but let's try and look on the bright side for this team today. Red Bull PD on the way down with those thin pram wheels, which, as you all know, I don't like very much at all. So we're heading down towards the first obstacle, which is the Marquis Steps. It's a drop after that, it's wobbling already, and the left one's gone. Oh, there we go. There we go. You can't drop off a ramp like that with wheels that are only an inch apart. It just doesn't go right. If you're designing your soapbox, think about the width of the wheels. Red Bull PD into the straw bales and out of the competition. And there is the good old meat cleaver, bolted firmly on the front of Lamborghini as they go slamming down the track here in Turin. Lots of early speed all around the berm. I thought it was good, but you cannot nosedive into the hay bales like that. Well, they can laugh at the end of it all because everybody's okay, but there was just too much speed, not enough control, and the sausage has gone for a real Burton on the berm here in Turin. Team Lentava Salami. He's actually got a helmet underneath the pilot, you will notice, and the front wheel's gone already. The old wobbly pram wheel. Here's the kicker. Oh, to add a bit more damage. Now the chicane. Managing to keep it going quite quick, bearing in mind he's got very little control from the front left as you look at it. Here's the car wash through the foam, he's fine. It's only a short run. No, he's gone! Wow! You've got foam on your goggles and you come around there and you can't see the bail, and when you've got speed, you can flip it, and that's exactly what he did. Now it's about the speed. The two-tier start ramp is the first problem. Oh, they've gone already! Oh, that's spectacular right from the start. This is the issue, look. Too much speed, not enough agility, and they just couldn't hold it. All the weight was going towards the left as they look at it, and they couldn't get it back again. DSM downhill draft, and they're off down this super steep start ramp, which did cause a problem when we were last here in 2022. And there's some air over that kicker, and over they go. They generate so much speed at the top of the course. They go hurtling down the ramp, and they hit that kicker so quickly. It's such a test for the pilot to keep it going over there. Let's hope the chicken doesn't obscure the view of the pilot, Tablino. Here we go. Might be too early to celebrate, my friend, but let's just wait and see. Here's the berm, around they go. He's lost it. Can he hold it? Oh, no, he's gone. Straight into the straw bales. He was hanging on for grim death. Cutlery going all over the place. He loses the inside wheel to start with, and then he's oh, look at him there. He's hanging on. He's thinking, oh, no, where's the straw? There it is. Over to Madrid now, and the small soapbox, but a big crash. One wheel at the front, two at the back. Recipe for disaster, in my opinion. I would have said to these at the top, you are in for a difficult run. I can't see this soapbox getting through the whale tail if they get past the water. And they're absolutely charging down as well. There's a lot of speed. Through the wall. He's gone. Oh! Look at this. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Look at the Christmas hat halfway down the course. That's what's left of it now. Not a great deal. It's a tribute to the Boulder-mobile from Wacky Races. And it's a nice quick start to the top. So here's this little twin roller. Flies, oh, he's gone. Took off the moment he hit it. Look at that. Look how far he goes. Lands on the back wheel. He's got no chance. It's the tricycle design, and the front wheel can do nothing to help him. And let's have a look how they go. Down the start ramp, you've got to get through these two bales, which has got the water feature in the middle. Oh, he's gone on the back wheel. Oh, they've gone. Nothing they could do to stop it. Spectacular wheelie. They never got the weight on the front back down again. Too heavy at the back. Watch this. Little bounce, up in the air, back wheels down, and then the weight at the back keeps it there and into the bales. So down the start ramp. Over the bridge. Losing pieces already from the back of the soapbox. Elects to go down the low side, so it's the geysers rather than the rapids. Safety first option taken by Nathan and Jacinderella. Here's the berm. Oh, he's gone too high, can he hold? Oh, my word, how did he do that? That looked as though he's going to go nose first into the fence, and so he's lost it there, though. He lost complete concentration, having saved it miraculously as he went too high into the berm. Team MG, the design is half a classic MG and one half of the new modern electric MG. Oh, they've gone all together. Well, that would have been a chicane, but it's not going to be a chicane for anybody else today. There's the first of the kickers. Oh, that's made a real mess. Oh, my word. I think he's taken out the cameraman at the same time. Watch this. It's a double kicker. The second part throws you up into the air. The first part does as well. It's absolutely obliterated it. Look at the wreckage. Lots of pieces to it. How many pieces are left on it by the time they get to the bottom, if they get there, remains to be seen. They're holding the tail over the kicker. So far, so good. Concentration etched on Matthias' face. The driver just oh no! Just caught the bail and over. It was just enough to flip it over. It's the merest of touches, only just caught the corner. Thought they were going to make it through. And then, as we often see, when they roll it back over, there's not a great deal left. Almost get through here. Watch this, just managing to catch that corner. And then the speed and momentum took it over. Only just, only just. London is our next stop and one of the most dramatic crashes ever. You couldn't pay me enough to be sat up there. This is such a spectacular looking soapbox. And Oscar steers it through the water. But you can see how reluctant he is to really let this soapbox go, because he's perched up there precariously. And the front of that motorcycle is just starting to wobble about. Oh, he's going to lose it, he's lost it! Oh, my word! Watch this, he's just about to get up there and then he's hanging on and then he's off. Maybe next year, fellas. And it's a tribute, this one, to Hawaii and their father's restaurant. The weaker wheels are at the back, the stronger ones are definitely at the front. Over the kicker, wobbling, 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 down and over. Down and over. And it was the weaker wheel at the back that caused the problem. If you look at the back right, you'll see it buckle. There we go, it's bent over with the weight at the back, and at that stage you're going nowhere but over and into the tarmac. Let's see whether wheelbarrow wheels are what you need. Looks like it could be prone to tipping over, this one, because it's quite high with a very narrow wheelbase. There we go. No! Well, they didn't quite tip, but they went up on one side and then spectacularly exited into the bales. He's pulled the back off. He had every intention to try and rip the soapbox out, and he's pulled the thing apart. Look at that. Whoa, he's gone out. Gooey duck racers on the way down. Here we go. Through the chicane. He's gone for the handlebars. That's the way they're going to steer it. And he's looking pretty quick so far. Over the ramp, no problem. Just started to lose the back end ever so slightly. Manages to correct it. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, he's gone over. He's gone over. That's enough to make anybody clam up, isn't it? Right in front of the crowd, into the bales, rolled it. He's OK, which is good news, but that is where it went emphatically wrong. Here we can see it from this angle. He had no chance, did he? Team SAE Star Wars, and we will see how this soapbox reacts to the big kickers. Have a look at the wheels. Big and narrow. And history tells you, when you've watched plenty of these, big landings aren't good for those wheels. Let's have a look. Only my experience. We're about to find out then. First big test, over the kick. Oh! What about that? A complete flip. It's a good job he's got that crash helmet on. Watch this. You think it's going to land on the back wheels and be OK, but it just catches the middle of the kicker, and that flips it completely over. Yusuf, the driver, is absolutely OK. So now Motley Crew. This one's only got one wheel in the front. He's all over the place and he's out. Well, he might get 9.9 for the forward roll to finish. Watch this. Going, 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 gone. Then watch the forward roll. There you go. That's how you do it. 10 out of 10. Very elegant, Dick Dastardly. They've got lots of speed up. It's quite heavy as well, so lots of speed off the ramp. Through the chicane for the first time. No problem through there, despite the size of the soapbox. Now they've got the jump for the first time, which they're safely over as well. So far, so good for the Flintstones. Now they've got the berm to contend with. Round the berm they go. Oh, it's gone! It's gone on the berm, and Wilma has been thrown out the back. Husband ejects wife. The theme is quack in a box, and off we go. There's not a great deal of room in there for these two. Look at the crowds here today. Here's the water. OK there. Oh, they've gone into the bales. They couldn't move it. They were a bit wide. Bit wide, they couldn't miss it. Needed to steer it back out. And if you look here, they're just forced wide there. But it's not a great deal of effort to try and move it. Bang, straight into the bales. Look at Phil, the cameraman there. They always seem to find him. This is my least favourite kind of design. Tall, small wheels, pram wheels, bendy wheels. There we go. That didn't last long, did it? It was heavy. It had bendy wheels. And what do bendy wheels do when you go around the corner? Correct, they bend. That's that. The beast of Turin has been tamed in Helsinki. Now off we go. Little bit wobbly, needs to make sure he's got control of this. So far, so good. Oh, he's lost it. Look at the back wheel. It went, didn't it? As he started to turn it, the back wheel collapsed at the back, and that's that. Plenty of smoke, but no fire, and that's past the joke, really, for this team. So firefighting racing, they're all friends from university. Wide wheels at the front, narrow at the back, small wheels around the ball. They've nearly gone over the top. Oh, look at that, he's got the soapbox on him. Well, they nearly went completely out of the berm. They forgot a really vital ingredient. You've got to turn right. He's just gone up and up and up, and he nearly went over. Look at that. It was only one wheel left on the berm. The push-off's not the best. They nearly hit the tyres at the start. Look at him, he's all over the place. Oh, come on, Taron, keep it together. Keep it together. Oh, he wasn't helped at the top. They pushed him off on a slant. Right, he's back going now. There's the onboard shot, snaking here, snaking there, heading towards the water. All over the place, heading into the water. Surely he can't get through there. He can he? He's all over the place. Bubbles flying out right, left and centre. He's been on 2 wheels and 1 wheel more than he's been on 4. Here we go over the kicker. That's not great for him either. He would give anything to be going. Oh, look at him. Down he goes. Down he goes. Had to go in the end. That's when he went. He was on 1 wheel at one point there. He was on the front left. That's brilliant. What a run.